It's a gloomy day today and my head has been so busy, so it feels like the perfect excuse to do what brings me peace the most, reading.
I really want to get this book finished today. I love reading so much, but I haven't had that much time to read recently. And so I've been reading it at night before I go to bed, but I just don't enjoy books as much when I read them in that way. It's a nice way to sort of get myself to fall asleep, but I don't think it's the best way to sort of immerse myself in a book. I really love reading a book over a shorter space of time and really immersing myself in the world and immersing myself in the characters. I do think this book is actually really good, but yeah, I just don't think I'm like letting it have its full potential, and I just really want to, I've got about a third left maybe, so I just really want to give the last third my total time and dedication. And I also think it'll just help me switch off a little bit and relax properly, because I spent a lot of time looking at screens, and then George and I have been watching some shows at night and they're really good, but I don't think they help you switch off in the same way. And I think there's something just about using your imagination for a book that is just unparalleled, and I really love it. And I love the story of this one. It's called How to Lose a Lord in 10 Days. And it's been described as Bridgerton crossed with Bridget Jones. And it is really good and it's really funny, and I really like all the characters in it. And I really like things that are sort of set in, I do like period things that are light-hearted rather than something that's quite, I don't really like dark period stuff, but this kind of Bridgerton fluffy light period stuff is just really up my street. So I really want to finish it, and I'm really excited to see what happens in the end. I feel like I can kind of guess what the end is going to be if it is just a traditional rom-com, but we'll see, you never know. She might have the other tricks up her sleeve. The reader is Sophie Irwin. I really like to read books that go with the season. I feel like this really does go with the season. So I'm actually going to share some of my favourite summer reads with you a little bit later on. And I also want to share a book that I'm so excited about because September is around the corner, and there is a book coming out which is, I'm not going to explain too much, but I think it's going to be the best book I've ever read in my whole entire life. And I mean, I don't even know if I'm ready for it, but I'm so excited for this book to come out. I think it's October. So more on that later, but I'm going to get reading this now.
It's funny how inner peace isn't just our natural state. It feels like something we have to uncover. The last few nights I've been lying awake listening to my thoughts going round and round. Not worries exactly, more like ideas, excitement, anticipation. But still, my brain refuses to switch off. So I've been reminding myself to find stillness, to do the thing that quietens everything the most, reading.
The plan was to make some lentils and make a really nice lentil curry, but I don't actually have all the ingredients. I didn't realise how little vegetables we have. We don't have onions or carrots or anything like that. But I'm still gonna make the lentils. It just won't be that exciting. But I have a really good stock powder, so the stock powder is gonna have to do all the work. And then I can probably just put some peas or some frozen cauliflower to bulk out the curry a little bit. And then have it with some rice. I think it'll still be nice and it's gonna be really cozy for this grey day. But just not the meal I was expecting. I can't believe I don't have any of that stuff in.
I could have let this ruin the day or turned it into a shop run, but sometimes it's nice to treat it as a challenge, to see what you can make with what you already have. We're so used to having everything instantly, stories that come in 30 seconds or less, food faster than ever, songs trimmed down by a couple of minutes, news delivered immediately. But some things are worth waiting for, just like the ending of a really good book.
Nothing worse than the dishwasher, I wish. Nothing worse than the draining board getting like this and trying to just pile stuff on top of it. So I'm gonna get some of this away in the cupboard. I really have the temptation to just be really productive, and we keep losing things. And I've lost one of our knives, so the temptation is to just go through the cupboards and tidy everything. But I do really want to finish this book today, and I know that it will keep me revived and help me feeling energized if I chill out when I've set myself the time to chill out. So I'm gonna go and read my book. I'll worry about those things just another day.
And that's the thing about books. They can break our hearts in ways nothing else can. You spend so much time with the characters, they become part of your world. I actually rediscovered reading at a time when I felt really lonely after a few friendship breakups. I knew I had to come back to myself before I could make new friends. Otherwise, I'd just repeat the same cycles, drawn to the same kind of people. Books gave me comfort and joy in that season. They reminded me that I wasn't really alone. Because if there's one thing social media is good at, it's convincing you that you are.
Ow.
People often wonder how I managed to read so much so quickly. Honestly, it comes down to a few simple things. First, remove distractions. Put your phone in another room. The emails, the socials, they can wait. Second, don't force yourself to finish a book you're not enjoying. I know some people won't agree with me on this, but life's too short to spend time on something that feels like a chore. And finally, read what you love, not what you think you're supposed to love. Reading should feel like joy, not homework.
I honestly think I'm just going to speed through the rest of that book now. I've not got long to go, and it's really good. I'm so glad I took the time today to just chill out and read and not give in to distractions. So before I do that and leave you for the day, I promised you I would give you some book recommendations, and summer book recommendations, because I think September will probably be warm, so I don't know how autumny you want to get. Although as soon as the spiced pumpkin latte is on the menu at Starbucks, I do get one because I just love them, and I feel like I have to have one every year, even though it's basically just sugar. But that's okay, because sometimes that's all right. I'm normally so bad at making tea, but this cup of tea, honestly, I don't know, it's probably 50% because of the mug, but it's such a good tea. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah, this mug is from, I think I got it on Next actually. I was looking for some teacups and I got it on Next, and it's Kath Kidston. And I love it, it makes me so happy. So, summer books. I can't recommend Anne Patchett enough for a summer read. Her books are just, do you know what actually? They kind of remind me of watching vlogs. Like, you know that kind of cozy feeling you get from watching a really nice cozy vlog? That's what reading Anne Patchett's books feels like. And the characters are just so well rounded, and the stories are just gorgeous, and her description. I'm not someone that really likes overly flowery language, I guess, and nothing too like, ooh, that scared me. Nothing too descriptive. Well, yeah, I guess so. Like nothing too, I guess, nothing that sounds too intellectual, nothing that I need a dictionary to read. So it's not that kind of book, but it's just written beautifully. And she just captures that essence of summer, like that nostalgic summer feeling so well. And the way that the story, this one in particular, Tom Lake, the way that she weaves in the main character telling a story with what's going on in real life is just, it's a work of art, it's gorgeous. And I also love the front of this, actually, the cover, it's so nice. They're books that I would just feel like, you know when you read books and then you feel like I'm a different person now, like that has changed me in a way, like that has got me to my core, and that's what these books are like. So I mean, I'm tempted to read them again now, actually, because I just love them so much. And I feel like it would be a really nice end of summer, like a kind of end of summer celebration with myself. So maybe I will give them another read because they're just gorgeous. But they're really nice books. You know, if you've got a picnic blanket and you're sat outside and you're reading and like you can feel the summer breeze on you, that's like the perfect setup for these kinds of books. So, I just love them so much. I love them so much. They're so good. So I've got my laptop out for you. This is serious stuff to recommend this book to you. Oh my gosh, it's out sooner than I thought. Okay, so this book unhinged something in my brain. Honestly, it's, I think, the best book I've ever read. I really got into romantasy. I feel like with the rest of the internet, I really got into romantasy like last year or the year before. And then I kind of somehow managed to find out, I guess it was TikTok, I found out about some Harry Potter fan fiction, and I was a huge Harry Potter fan. So I found out about some fan fiction, and it's basically the story of Draco and Hermione Granger. And the writer was called Sen Lin Yu. And this book was huge, it's so big, and you could, at the time, I think it's taken down now actually, but you could just read this book for free on the internet. It was amazing. And I read that book and honestly changed me in the biggest way. I was so obsessed with this book. When it finished, I was mourning the characters. I would just spend hours on TikTok like looking at fan fiction art of the book and watching TikToks about the book, and I was just so obsessed with this book. Then I found out that because people loved this book so much, because it was just so good, the author was taking it down and rewriting it with characters and taking all the Harry Potter stuff away, because obviously that, you're allowed to write fan fiction and give it away for free, but you can't monetize it. So she removed all the Harry Potter references and is releasing the book, and it's called Alchemized, on September the 23rd, which is like 5 days after my birthday or 6 days after my birthday. That was quite quick maths for me. 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. 6 days after my birthday. Oh my gosh. You're not gonna see me. No one's gonna see me. I need to just stay somewhere and read this book because I'm so excited. And even though I've already read it, I just don't care. I think it's gonna be amazing even the second time round. And there's an order in which you can like read the book and then you can reread the book in another order. Oh my gosh, I can't even think about it now because it hurts my heart to think about it, because it's just so, I've never read anything like it. So that is a date for your diary. If you're into romantasy books, 23rd of September, Alchemized, Sen Lin Yu. I'll try and remind you as well, but honestly, there's nothing like it. I feel like I need to calm down after that because I'm just too excited. And that's like just over a month away. It's gonna be a big birthday.
So I shut the door, made myself a peaceful day and curled up with a good book. Did I finish it though? Well, that would be giving away the ending, wouldn't it?